Well, our first guest, or guests, I should say, are three executives from a company called OriginOil, stock symbols OOIL. Of course, the CEO, Riggs Eckelberry. Always good to see you, Riggs.
It's a pleasure, Don.
And the GM of the algae division of the company, Mr. Jose Sanchez. Jose, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And you are the Director of Operations, Alex Leshnick. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Riggs, what's new at the company since we last spoke?
Well, of course, last week was the big story about the licensing in the oil and gas industry.
Yes.
Right, huge. And now we're getting this momentum in that space. But remember, we started with algae.
Right.
And we have this wonderful algae harvester. Last Saturday, Alex Leshnick was in Houston at the National Algae Association, and he wanted to demonstrate the algae appliance, our big harvester that does so well. And he, there's not much algae in Houston, really. So we decided to do a virtual webcam live demo. And Alex, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, the demo went really well received by all the members in attendance. We had Jose back in our office in Los Angeles operating the machine, and we had two webcams set up and did the demo virtually, and very, very well done.
Well, that's exciting. Now, I know we're looking at footage of that right now, and this is basically what you showed the people in Houston?
Yes, we did a live stream showing our new algae Model 4 harvesting, continuously producing our algae paste at 5% solids right out of the machine.
Now, Jose, of course, you're the GM of the algae division of the company, so you were back at the headquarters of OriginOil, basically affecting this while it was being looked at Houston. I mean, that must have been kind of heady stuff.
Yes, and at the same time, I was trying to explain to the viewers in Houston why it's so important to have one of our harvesters and why it's so important for them to succeed by harvesting your algae, because you cannot have just Kool-Aid or green Kool-Aid as that. You need to take the biomass out of the water, and that's what I wanted to explain them.
You know, it's really exciting, Riggs, when because we've been following your company for a good 2 or 3 years now. We've seen so many interesting stages of development, but as you said, it all goes right back to the beginning, and the beginning is the algae.
You know, everybody thinks, rightfully so, that algae is the fuel that we're going to end up with in the long term. Small problem is it lives in water. And if you can't solve that problem, you don't have a fuel. The European Commission just awarded algae a 4 times value in terms of greenhouse gas emission and credits in Europe against all of the biofuels. So it's obviously the future fuel. We've solved this problem to make it a practical potential fuel, chemicals, etc., and these guys made it happen.
You know, you made a very interesting post on Facebook. We're almost out of time, but I do want to get this out. You were talking to people about the future of the green industry, regardless of who is elected here in a couple of weeks. Why don't you share that with us?
Well, I'd like to say, you know, our defense, our Department of Energy contract was actually negotiated during the Bush administration. Algae has wide bipartisan support. Recent support in the House for the algae credit for biofuels was across the aisle. And so I like to say, look, both President Obama and Governor Romney support the renewable fuel standard, which mandates a move away from ethanol towards advanced fuels like algae. So I think we're in good shape.
We're basically looking in the future here with OriginOil, stock symbols OOIL. Gentlemen, I really appreciate you being on the program. Just continues to get more and more exciting.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you.